to get into this quarter-final stage. We're all going to jump over now to this game. Xcharifx against Makkah. One of them two will be continuing to write history for themselves with a spot in the semi-final. That first shot does come in, it's a corner. There goes the way of Xcharifx. Flick on! For a goal kick.
This all started with the left stick dribbling with Havertz, opened up the angle for a pass into R9. It seems like the left stick dribbling from xcharifx is beautiful at the moment.
We want to hear from you at home as well. It's clear to see where the love is coming from the stream. Saudi fans, Moroccan fans, all pushing their two players on to make some history today. Lofted in all the way, it goes across, out for a corner. Not sure how Weghorst didn't connect with that one. Quick corner comes in, Makkah saved to the back post. Can he keep it in? Canate can. And that's the time. Just to move the ball back around again to recycle it back in. Weghorst, R9 can't find anywhere past that back line.
Great press.
Xcharifx, but the possession still falls the way of Saudi Arabian. The MBS winner, that's how he got his ticket here to the World Championships. Little lofted pass, it should be readable for John Stones, and it will be.
One thing that's beautiful about the way Makkah plays and attacks is that, he's through.
Can he be through? Is he onside? Haaland all the time in the world. Could it be an early start for him? Yes! Just about. I thought it would work. It was about to go out, but it isn't. It's Raja Casablanca's Xcharifx that leads by a goal to 0 in his quarter-final, and it all came from that ball there. It was a long ball, but Haaland just kept on running.
Yeah, I think he sent it Haaland earlier, and he played this long ball with R9. I think Makkah didn't expect that because R9 didn't have any play styles for long ball, so he didn't select his player early, and he didn't press R9, and Xcharifx just went through.
One thing I'm going to talk about is, because Umut probably won't talk about this, Umut created this meta back in 2022 with the way you were making those runs with Haaland, with the midfields, and now 2 years later, it's still OP, it's still people using it, but you discovered it, Umut. It was you, 2022.
Yeah, I was one of the guys.
Oh, just quickly, could be on for a second, cuts it back inside R9. Eventually he's defended.
I was one of the guys who used it a lot. Like, I think back in the years it was just stronger, these long balls, if you just send players. And now we got different long balls. It's more like Johnny is playing, like to send your wing back through and to just come over the lines. But I think sometimes if the opponent doesn't expect it, you can also send Haaland or R9 for a long ball. And yeah, as we see, it's just a really, really easy goal. He didn't have to do anything like special, but just easy and effective.
Makkah on the hunt for a way back in this game. It was only a few weeks ago, wasn't it, where you actually played against Makkah in another competition.
Yeah,
in a tight game against him. I mean, what was it like playing against him? What are some of the intricacies that Makkah tends to have?
I think he's playing really basic. In this tournament, I played against Xcharifx in the round before, and then I played against Abu, and yeah, he was just doing really well. He was trying to get on his CDMs, to just pass on his strikers, and he was really good in skilling and also in
should be onside.
Oh.
To save that one was from Schmeichel.
As you were explaining the way he attacks, he did that attack. It was really close to scoring. It seems like what Makkah does really is fundamentals.
Yeah,
he got them right.
But we also see Davis as a centre midfielder for Makkah. I think, like, I've never seen that before, right?
Never.
I think he's the only one. I think he's playing left centre mid with Davis, who's also going as a left mid if Xcharifx has the ball. So maybe he's better in defense as a left mid.
Could make sense, yeah. And he has 99 pace, obviously.
Yeah, long
really
ball.
Quick.
There's this
but 99 dribbling as well, which probably make him a little bit agile. Midfield 3.
Nice press. And this could be dangerous.
Ronaldinho and Mbappe on the left-hand side of your screen. Mbappe will try and trigger his run. I'm not sure what that was on terms of a play a lot, but then brought a skill move out from Ronaldinho. He still is in possession though. Is the Moroccan, picked the player lock on perfectly. Canate well defended. Even has time to take his heads off there. Bolts mid-attack. Oh, I wouldn't risk that normally.
I mean, he's in the game for top 4, and it seems like he's playing for champs. Just throw his headset away.
Oh, ref! Kai Havertz, you are one lucky man.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that, because
It looked like a lunge grab, a long lunge.
that's poor control by Stones. That's the thing, if you're attacking with the Stones, probably controls, the first time touches are going to be weak. But Davis is interesting. Reminds me of Alay Waran back in, let's say, last year, 2 years ago. Left-footed player in that position.
Yeah, he's just really tall. He's good in defense, and I think just everyone just plays with one fullback that's offensive, and the other one is just staying back. And I think Stones is really good to just stay back, to just win tackles, to just win headers. I think he's perfect for that position.
We're going to catch the closing stage of our first quarter-final, which is going to be concluded. It is still 6-2. There's been no difference in the scoreline. But the headline news here, Grab, that Anders was 4-0 up within 30 in-game minutes of this quarter-final. He has not seemed phased at all by the big stage here in Berlin.
We can see if he's going to score another one. Yes, he does. That's a brilliant step over. Not only a normal step over, a directional one, but he uses them a lot and brilliantly. And I mean, it's just the way he opens up the angle, he goes for a shot. 7-2, game done and dusted. And he shushes as well.
You said yesterday that Anders was playing superb. It seems like he's somehow found another level today.
I think he's just playing like the last days. I mean, he played in the last days perfect. Now this game is perfect. And if he continue like this, I really don't know who can stop him. He's just playing crazy.
Well, 5 in-game minutes left of this one. We have heard of a big roar as well. There's been a big goal, bottom of the screen. I'm sure the Moroccans that are tuned in will be going crazy, because he leads by 2 goals to 0 now. What a story this is starting to become now. First year he's been able to compete. Comes through the Moroccan Iboltola League with Raja Casablanca. He had to go the long way around the play-ins, and as it stands, he could be on his way to be into a semi-final. Hezer's looking for a consolation if he can find it. Still can't find a way past Anders, but what a story there, Grab, that's building in our other game.
And if we focus about the gameplay, that was a brilliant first player lock to open up the angle. And then he went for another quick player lock into the cross, which even though it was Stones against Haaland, which was placed across against placed across aerial, Haaland is just unstoppable in those situations. That's 2 goals from Haaland. The first one, which was the counter-attack, and now the header.
But you think the player lock, like the second for the cross, changed anything? You think you didn't think like he just could like cross normal without the player lock?
I think he could have crossed normally, yeah, but he did it. It was nice, it was beautiful,
Yeah.
and it worked.
And maybe it's also nice to get your fingers warm for player lock because he's using it a lot.
Well then, full-time result. And the headline news here from Berlin is we have our first semi-finalist. Handshake between the two. But it was an impressive start in the first half from Anders. And an even more convincing performance as well. 7 goals to 2. And he sends himself into the semi-final stages. Let's not hang about for too long, because we've got another game that is very much underway as it currently stands. And here's Sharif that leads by 2-0 over there. He's had the best start in the first half. We're about to go into half-time. Makkah trying to make the most of that one. Well, we haven't had a great deal of time to talk about this game in detail, but first and foremost, Grav, we've seen it in little bits and bobs. You said the gameplay elements were brilliant from xcharifx. It seems like right now, no matter what he does, he's going to be loved for what he's done. He's already qualified for a World Championship. He's already made history. Just keep dreaming. Just keep going. At the moment, he's doing that.
I mean, it really, when you get to the top 8 and you were an eligible country last year, it seems like every single match is a gift, really. So in this situation, what I want to mention is how I mentioned how he wasn't defending as good these last few days. Today, the player switching into the centre backs for the tackle has been brilliant. And I don't think I remember Abu Makkah having a clear chance. And it seems like the offside trapping is really good. And then when he switches into the centre backs, nice tackles. He's defending perfectly.
Well, you're speaking a lot about how good he's been defensively. Someone else has been keeping a close eye on the actions. Our very own Ryan Pissarro. Ryan, what have you made of it so far in this game?
Thanks, Brandon. I agree with everything Gravison has said. Sharif's been defending fantastically, but offensively as well is where he stood out as we take a look at his first goal in this game. The clip plays on. Pay attention to Erling Haaland here, who's triggered. And then you'll see here, the ball gets to Arnan. If you can freeze it here perfectly, there's a few options what he can do. Of course, the triggered run is the one he goes for, but a lot of players will look for the passes. You've got Mbappe here in support. You've got Ronaldinho near Ronaldo for a pass as well. And of course, Arnan Ronaldo doesn't really have the greatest passing play styles, if any at all. So this pass is a little bit unorthodox as the clip plays on. It sets Haaland, who's perfectly in on goal, and it's down to Sharif now. Does he keep composed? Does he trust himself and be decisive? And that's exactly what he done. Celebration to match with his coach as well. And of course, he knows it's a big second half to play. And of course, they've head on back to the castle to see it.
It's a real unique scenario, isn't it, for Sharif as well, because as far as we've seen in this scene, there's been moments where a bit of history's been made. We saw the first Indian player qualified for the World Championship in Challenger a few days ago. But when you've got a country that is just going crazy about you, Richard was saying he had a chat with Sharif. I think in the last 24 hours or so, he's gained 25,000 new followers on social media. Yesterday, he said, every time I'm refreshing my phone, I'm getting more and more Moroccans come through saying, we love you, you've made our country so proud. He just must be, this can't go any better for him at the moment.
It has to be the best week of his life. Just having your whole country be proud of you, playing in a top 8 situation in which he's playing perfectly. It seems like if he keeps it like that, it's going to be a top 4. I mean, it has to be the best week of his life, for sure.
For Abu Makkah, he had an interesting group stage just a few days ago, because it wasn't as easy as he would have liked that to be.
He's onside.
We'll talk more about that in a second. Neymar on for a third, potentially!
Wow.
What a performance we are seeing!
Wow. If we run it back, just before that first control was the player lock, and then the finish was green. And it seems like those counterattacks he's pushing and he's punishing as well, because the player lock into Neymar was the perfect timing for it to not be offside, and then he's not second guessing. Goes for near post, green, 3-0.
Yeah, the dribbling before that was also really clean. The R1 dribbling, I mean, he just did it perfect to create the chance with the player lock again. I mean, I think he's the player who used the player lock the most in this tournament by far. Sure. And he's using the perfect.
Yeah, so as we saw from the clip that Ryan was talking about, it was not only the through ball, but first he opened up the angle with the player lock into R9, then second goal, 2 player locks, and now another player lock. Wow, we gotta go for a masterclass with him.
It's a start.
That's interesting.
A top 8 final day he's had. Abu Makkah, though, as I was saying, look, started with a big 6-0 win a couple of days ago. Then lost 8-2 against Max Kullermeyer, which was a bit of a shock result, as we were talking about. We didn't expect that performance from Max. He had a great tournament overall. Had to go on a penalty shootout against Tex to eliminate him to stay in this competition. And right now, it could be 4-0 down. The Moroccan. He's causing mayhem here in Berlin.
Thanks, so good. You see again the goal, just the player locks. 3 player locks. 3 incredible player locks. And then the finish again, green, good composure. Really well done.
You can see what it means.
Bassi sat there on the sidelines to be a massive part of getting Morocco on the map. Alongside good for Mr. Dory as well. They have been pushing for Morocco to have a voice in this scene. They part of the FC Pro this year. Another one. And at the moment, this guy is absolutely cooking.
But Gravison, what do you think? You Sharif got crazy support from the Americans. You think that also pushes him and helps him to play his best level?
It seems like it. It seems like it because I don't think we've seen Xcharifx play as good as he's playing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I do think sometimes maybe when people are expecting big things from you, it can get to you and you can play worse. But sometimes it can bring you up.
Can we just tease this as well in terms of what a semi-final we've got on paper here? Anders Vergang against xcharifx for a semi-final worth $150,000 that's going to have two huge fan bases behind it.
And I do feel like player locks could really work against Anders. It can go both ways because if you're not quick enough with the player lock, he'll just player switch to the stones or whoever and then get the ball back. But if he's quick with those player locks, I think you can really punish Anders because he'll play good players out of position.
Yeah, I also think the same. I think xcharifx got good chances to score many goals against Anders. I think how he's playing here, like, he's playing perfect. Also in defense now he's playing perfect. But
Surely not fifth.
But against Anders it's not that easy to defend. So I think also Anders will score many goals. And I think in this matchup we also will see many goals if we just see it because Abu Makkah just still got 25 minutes, 4 goals, 9 minutes per half. Maybe he can do that.
It's a long time, but we just haven't seen Abu Makkah be able to get going here. In case you haven't heard, as part of this year's FC Pro World Championship, there is, of course, a jackpot of $250,000 on the line, plus that incredible trophy, but there's also some power from our FC Pro champion, because he will get to choose his own icon SBC to come into the game. And we've been asking for you to get involved at home as well in the conversation of who you want that to be. It is one icon from a selection of 6. Your answers have been coming in. Eusebio, Jarzinho, there's Mbappe, into Toni Kroos. Abu Makkah needs something to go. It's still not going to go through. Roberto Carlos, Lam. I mean, look, if you remember carefully, the E-Champions League, it sort of was fitting that Johnny did go for Didier Drogba in the end because he was a bit of a hero for him all the way through. There's been loads of crazy suggestions in the chat. There's been a lot of love for Samuel Eto'o, Grab. One icon you'd love to see as an icon SBC?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching Samuel Eto'o pretty much demolishing the Spanish league. He was so good when he was playing at Barcelona. But again, I really loved when I was competing back in 2019-18. Eusebio, striker. Wow, what an item. So maybe Eusebio? I don't know.
Amit, who would you be choosing?
I think I would just take a player like, of course, who I grew up, but also like, I'm a Fener fan. Roberto Carlos, for example, played for Fener. Maybe I would choose him, and also maybe the players will just have their favorite clubs and just take a player from their club.
Well, we know that the community love this as well. It's an even bigger reason to get behind your favourite pro here in Berlin, because they can have a say in who could be coming into your ultimate team next. As we said, the winner today will get their own icon SBC, who will be coming into the game late today. The chat is going crazy about it. They have certainly got their opinions on who they would like to see. Back to this one now. 80 minutes away from finding our first semi-final locked in on paper. As it currently stands, it's going to be Anders Vergang against xcharifx. And a matchup of $150,000. Still no way through for Abu Makkah. Still can't find a way through, and you can just see the frustration coming out from him, Grab.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you know this is probably the biggest game of your life, really, and it seems like it's not going well because you're not only not playing at your best, but you had a couple of chances here. You chose the wrong post both times, and that's so frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, now he's also in constant pressure, but you see, again, the mistake from Abu Makkah, and it's not easy to play. If you just have in mind, like, you're 4-0 down, you just have 15 minutes, and you need to score at least 4 goals, and you're not able to concede one, because if you just concede one, it's
game
definitely over.
Where do you think it's gone wrong for Abu Makkah in this scenario? Maybe some nerves coming in. Rivaldo eventually finds a way through it thanks to the post.
I think he just couldn't play his normal play, like how he plays normal, because normally he's really good in attack. I mean, he didn't create that many chances in that game. And as we know, xcharifx is really good in the attack, but he's scoring 4 goals. I think it's normal for xcharifx. And yeah, so we just had to play better in offense, create more chances. And I think that was the thing that Abu Makkah did wrong.
Well, we're here on Saturday now in Berlin. It was on Wednesday where Xcharifx had to play in the play-ins. 20 players were there. Only 8 would make it through to the World Championships. He lost his first game 7-5, Gravison, in the groups. And then he went on to top the group, winning 3 games on a bounce. That put him into the World Championships on Thursday. Beat Mark, who was a runner-up in the World Championships last year, then beat K1 John on penalties to get him into the round of 16. And it was yesterday where he took down the CONMEBOL E Libertadores champion, and he might be on his way to take down the Saudi Arabian champion this year as well.
Not only that, in the last match of the play-ins group stage, he scored a couple of goals in the last minutes of the game, and that put him in the first position spot. So he's clutch, and he's managed to play those really complicated minutes of the match in a perfect way.
And look, although this has been a real hard game for Abu Makkah, I know he's got an incredible Middle Eastern community behind him that's backing him, part of Team Falcon. MS Dasari, the man that we all know and love, his esports organisation, will be backing him to come off the back of this one. He still can't find a way through. Even with an open goal, there's just a defender that looms in the way. He has played this game perfectly.
Would you change anything, Robson, if you're Xcharifx? Because, like, look at his right back. It's just in the box. His left back is in his box. And he got, like, some counter-attack against him. Of course, it's the 86th minute. So I think now it's probably over. But still.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Changing for the 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2.
Yeah, something like that. You see both fullbacks
attacking.
Offense, yeah.
Before a ball was kicked here in Berlin as well for Xcharifx. He just won his biggest jackpot this year of $10,000 in the Moroccan League, winning the Portola League. With this win here, he will quadruple his all-time earnings in this space. $70,000 just for getting to a top 4. What a way to mark your first season since Morocco have been eligible.
I do think if you attack with both fullbacks against Anders, that's not going to work out well for you, because he's really good at punishing when you attack with just one fullback. If you attack with both, 4v2, every single attack, he's going to score every single chance he gets.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you lose the ball in his box, I think it's okay. But if he wins the ball in your half, both fullbacks go up, he will probably score many goals.
Is he done yet? No. Not the time though on red. Added time of 2 minutes. But as we said, we'll tease it again. It is going to be happening. What a semi-final that is going to be. Anders Vergang against xcharifx. It's whoever's going to be louder in the chat at home, because there's going to be an incredible semi-final. He can't quite believe what he is achieving here in Berlin. It's not a dream. Morocco are here, and they are here to stay.
You can see what it means to him. He doesn't believe how well he's playing.
Yeah.
The thing is, now one step more, Anders probably the toughest game in the competition, but it seems like if he's able to keep up with those player locks and the way his players switching with the center backs and full backs, he could win. That's gonna be a hard matchup for him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this semi-final is the biggest match. I mean, if he wins this, he play in final, and he won then against Anders. And if you win against Anders, your confidence is at 100%. So you think, I'm gonna beat everyone. So this match will be so important for Xcharifx.
I can't imagine what's happening on that phone right now. It must be going insane. He is a semi-finalist and he is in the top 4 of this year's FC Pro World Championship. I will stand here now and say proudly, I would have not expected a run from many players like they have given us. Yuval Belli's in the top 8 as well. Let's not forget about him. But out of the 24 that already qualified through different FC Pro leagues, just the 8 players that came through, I didn't expect, okay, maybe a few to get into the round of 16 crowd, but to get to a top 8, to get to a top 4, I've been really surprised, and I'll hold my hands up.